the greatest boxer on the planet. Angela, are you excited for Floyd Mayweather coming back to fight a UFC fighter in 2020?
Or he fights someone. Let's put it like that. Fight someone. We don't know what it's going to be yet. He's talking to Dana, but fight someone. We know that.
To kind of, I'm not sure if you saw this report, and it could be bullshit because it's TMZ Sports, but TMZ, as much shit as people give them, generally are kind of on the money when it comes to breaking a lot of news. They said that he's gonna fight, the two fights that he's looking at is Pacquiao number 2, and then a UFC fighter.
Pacquiao number 2, dude. What if he got Canelo number 2?
Oh man, I'd love to see that. I think Canelo sleeps him though.
You think? You think brand new Canelo sleeps a old Floyd?
42-year-old Floyd has not had. I remember I saw people of his training camp talking relatively recently about how he didn't even train for the Conor fight. So it's like one of those things, like he didn't even train for it, which, that sounds impressive on paper. But then you realize, let's say he comes out of retirement in 2020, he's not had a real training camp in 5 years. If he goes up against Canelo, who's in his prime right now and is sitting at very nicely at 185? Yeah, probably around there. I think he sleeps him.
Hey man, Floyd be on some bullshit, be like, come down to my weight class, you know what I mean, type of situation.
Yeah, but I do wonder who would Floyd face from the UFC, because there's no way they can do Conor number 2, and Khabib's tied up.
There's no way Dana lets him fight someone that good.
Absolutely.
They bring CM Punk back.
Well, apparently it's going to be in a boxing ring. It's not going to be an MMA fight.
Oh, so he's going to fight a UFC fighter and
in boxing.
In boxing.
I can only assume he's broke.
Except that there's no way. And if he has, holy shit, how do you spend that much money? The thing is,
you've seen them. You've seen how much money that guy spends.
I know, but even then, the thing is though, fuck, who would he fight? The thing is, and I'm guessing Dana's gonna be the big promoter for that boxing match. It'd be the Eddie Hearn equivalent, but for Mayweather.
Well, Dana's wanted to get into boxing.
Oh, so he's
starting up Zuffa Boxing.
Oh, okay, so he's starting his own promotion.
And they're probably bringing in Floyd to kind of, not spearhead it, but they've worked together in the past, and Floyd's like, this is going to be another easy $100 million to face whoever.
I don't know who you do, because he's looking at Pac-Man too, right? Probably in Saudi Arabia.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. That's probably, holy shit, dude, Pac-Man's having a good retirement check.
By the way, I think Pacquiao beats him at their rematch.
We hope, because wouldn't that be nice?
But also, I saw a report that said Pacquiao's not even looking at Mayweather right now. He's looking at either Mikey Garcia or who was it?
Mikey off a loss.
Mikey off a loss. Danny Garcia.
Without a title.
Or Sean Porter.
No, but what's his name? Earl Spence is looking at Danny, but Danny's on a mini win streak. I don't know. That's
Earl
weird.
also just got in a car accident.
So Earl's not fighting.
Almost died.
Yeah, back in 2020 though, he said himself.
Yeah, but that's best case scenario. We'll see. I mean, he could. Let's hope he stops drinking and driving.
That was a really good match though. Earl versus Sean. That's what it went down, right?
Yeah.
That was really good.
And I guess not Manny said, but the report was either Mikey or Sean Porter.
I really can't blame Manny though for not wanting to take the Floyd fight because he's on a pretty good route right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably just wants to separate himself from that. He probably wouldn't have a problem with it. If Floyd said he wanted to face him after, let's say he lost to Jeff Horn or something, I'm sure Manny would take it. But right now, Manny has the upper hand.
Yeah, because he has a title, and plus that, if Floyd wins, I don't think Floyd's going to try to unify anytime soon, you know what I mean?
Yeah, Floyd's defending against fucking Max Holloway or something.
So who does he box, Josh? What MMA fight? First of all, it's going to be a big name. It can't be a small name.
See, that's the problem, right? Because they can't do... Nobody wants to see Conor 2. Nobody wants to see that rematch with Conor. I mean, I'd watch it, but there's no way nobody could ever sit down and sell it as an actual fight.
Shit, someone could, and I'd watch it.
Oh, I'd absolutely watch it, and I'd probably come to your house and watch it on your fucking nice TV instead of in my room.
Yeah.
I'd throw you out of the house for... watch it with your dad. No, but fucking, there's no way they could sell it again, right? Okay, so here's the problem, is I guess Khabib wanted to box Floyd. Khabib wanted to do that. He wants to strive for greatness and all that bullshit. Something about being an athlete. I don't know.
But Khabib is tied up, though, with, I'm guessing,
Tony.
Yeah, Tony, and Khabib might fight twice in that year already, right?
Yeah. I mean, but honestly, okay, here's the one thing I want. I don't care what happens. I need to see Tony, Khabib. I need to see that. If Khabib beats Tony, he can fuck off and go fight Floyd. I don't care. Like, he can go do that, because a lot of guys do it for money. Khabib is that guy that I respect a lot, because he doesn't seem to care a whole lot about the money aspect. Otherwise, I'm sure he would absolutely be like, I want that Conor rematch. No, he's like, I want to face Floyd. I want to strive to be the best in boxing, too, because I'm the best in MMA. And I respect that on a big level. I think he gets tooled, though.
Dude, but Khabib ain't even a striker. No hate.
No hate. I mean, his striking is a lot better than people think, but it's still secondary to his wrestling.
Yeah, well, he's not a specialist in it. You know what I mean? He's no Israel. Let's say it like that.
Yeah.
Because if Israel went in there, at least I know Israel he can box. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, even like I would have faith in that. You know, there hasn't been a world-class boxer who's come into MMA, right?
There were a couple.
Not kickboxer, like boxer.
Yeah, so. I mean, there was a couple, but they were kind of in weird matchups, so we never got to see them. James Toney, I'd say, is the biggest example, but he fought Randy Couture. This is post Tony's prime. I mean, it was also post Couture prime, so it made it kind of fair. It was supposed to be boxing versus MMA.
Oh, okay. And
Tony got absolutely tooled. I'm not sure if you saw that fight, but
what was on bite of it? I just don't know.
Yeah, it happened in 2010. Tony got taken down immediately, and Randy beat the shit out of him for 5 minutes, talking shit to him the whole time. Because I remember James Toney was going after the UFC and going after Dana, and he got that big pay to him, but he got absolutely tooled, made look like an idiot. And I love James Toney, but that was a really bad look. And then the only other big one I could think of, actually I have two more. Ray Mercer knocked out Tim Sylvia. And I see a lot of people, because, you know, boxing and MMA fans are some of the worst people on the planet, so they'll squabble about which of their fighters are better. And I see from the boxing side, I'll see them bring up Ray Mercer knocking out Tim Sylvia, in which case I always bring up the fact that Kimbo Slice submitted Ray Mercer in a round.
Oh my god.
Kimbo Slice. Nobody remembers this because it was amateur, and it was Kimbo's first amateur fight. He submitted Ray Mercer with a guillotine.
Are you saying those, fights behind his house were not amateur fights, Josh?
You know what? You're right. You're completely right.
All right, that's what I thought.
The only other one I can think of, he fought De La Hoya. I can't remember his name. He was a Cuban guy. I love Ricardo Mayorga. I believe that's his name. He had 4 MMA fights, and I believe he only won 1.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Ricardo Mayorga, who, by the way, is the most washed boxer of all time right now. But yeah, I know that he went ahead and had a couple MMA, and I know he won 1 TKO, but I think that was overturned. And then he lost the other 3.
Fuck. Okay. Now, who could it be, dude? I can't think of anybody.
Okay, so off the top of my head, there are a couple of candidates I could see. Depending on what time Floyd does this.
It's not Cejudo, right? Cejudo definitely not.
I mean, he's small enough. I mean, you know, he fights. What would Floyd be coming back at? I'd guess Floyd to come back at 140-ish, 145. If I had to guess, somewhere around there. I don't know weight classes in boxing, but somewhere in the 140s.
Just throw it out there like that. Let's just say Floyd weight. You know, we know.
Floyd weight, because he could fight anybody. Cejudo would be interesting. But I don't think he's a big enough star. But I mean, it sucks too, because Cejudo is. I'd love to see him going back and forth with Floyd Mayweather. That'd be hilarious. I don't think Max is not a big enough star, and he's lost recently. They'd have to promote it as somebody who's been looking phenomenal. Khabib would make sense if he was not tied up with Tony, but he signed that contract to fight Tony in April. So he's at least taken care of until April onward, and Khabib doesn't fight that often. Conor already fought Floyd was made to look like a fool, so you can't really do that one unless he completely knocks out Cerrone and looks phenomenal. And you could probably promote it that way. I don't know, man. Nate and Nick are too big.
Yeah, and I don't think that's a smart choice. Obviously, they have the help of once again the man Andre Ward, undefeated boxer. But even then, I don't know. I don't think I would want to see that.
What's Ronda Rousey doing?
Intergender champion. I guess you're right.
Yeah, man. I don't know. Like, the only big enough star from the UFC is honestly Conor Habib, and Habib's tied up, and Conor already lost to him.
I don't know what Dana's gonna do, bro. Dana's gonna have to figure something out, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even. Because if you go through all of the guys at 145 and 155, even 135, you know who I would have loved to see, but this can't happen now. I would have loved to see DJ go for it.
Oh, yeah, no, that can't happen now, sadly. But that would have been interesting. To go to MMA, tries to take on Floyd.
Yeah, one of the goats of boxing. I think DJ's probably the second best fighter of all time.
That's tough though, but I think DJ wouldn't do bad though. You know what I mean? Because DJ's a smart guy.
Floyd right now, I think he'd still lose, but he'd look better than people would think. It wouldn't be like a Conor situation because Conor looked good, quote unquote, because Floyd let him punch himself out.
Oh yeah, I'll credit Conor though. He didn't look that bad, but
yeah, he didn't look terrible, but
not the best either.
Yeah, man, I don't know who they could even set up for that. Like, we ran through all the names.
Yeah, no, there's not like one clear name. I think if anything, it just makes sense for him to promote fucking Pac-Man versus Floyd. That's it.
Yeah. But Floyd's only here for money fights, and the only two that are around that size and make the most money are Habib and Conor. So, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. We don't even know if this will actually happen because Floyd's a complete and utter.
Well, I mean, there's pictures of him hanging out with Dana, and it's compared to the other times, like it's getting more coverage. It's pretty out there. So I think he might be actually for it, Josh. I think this is
and it's worth noting that he posted on Instagram about it, and the UFC and Dana White reposted all those pictures, announcing it, making a big deal about it. It was everywhere because Floyd's never done something this publicized. So
yeah, because even with the whole Pac-Man thing, like it was getting media coverage, but no promotion was talking about it or anything.
Pacquiao didn't really address it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
This is the first time he's actually outright said, "I'm officially coming out of retirement," and it actually got, publicized by somebody other than Floyd, just talking.
And it's being talked about a lot.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
So we'll see. Obviously, we'll keep everybody up to date on that. Whenever that maybe doesn't happen. We'll see.
I hope it happens. I mean, I think sport's more fun whenever Floyd's around.
It brings those money fights, Josh. That's why.